I love the notification gang. Forrest Gaines. Look at that ape. Look at that ape profile picture you're rocking, bro. I love it. Also, I forgot to respond to your messages, but I will after the stream. Mavis, Mark, Appbang, JMR, what's going on, everybody? Press like. Yeah, if you want to like the video already, I hope it lives up to your expectations. Welcome in. Is this time, you guys think this time of day is better? All right, we'll give people a couple minutes to get in, and then we will get started. Fix the echo. Okay, let me look into it. Is the echo gone? I don't know what it would be from. I'm not really doing anything different. What's up, everybody? I'm glad this time works better for a lot of you. As soon as you guys tell me if the echo is gone or not, we will get started. Echo indeed, mansion, question mark? Not quite, not yet. Jonas says, congrats on the Bybit sponsorship. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. All right, let me know if the echo is gone. Sounds okay, says Steven. No echo now. Okay, it must have been some little glitch or error. All right, guys. So welcome in to another episode of Kickin' It with Cause. These live streams are brought to you by Bybit Official. They are the sponsor for the video. Cryptocurrency derivatives exchange. If you would like to trade there, you can click the link in the description to support my content. So let's get, there's no echo, just the reverb from being in the giant mansion. Yeah, I am in a relatively empty room. My office pretty much just has my desk and my chair, and I haven't moved much other stuff in here yet. So, okay, so quick review from last video. This was the plan we laid out in the previous stream, and I posted it in the Telegram afterwards. Basically, we were looking for either a move up to 57, 58K to sweep the highs and then break down, or we were looking for a breakdown below Monday's high and then a retest of it. So this plan right here played out very well, and that's about it. That's the main update from last stream. So now we can kind of jump into what we currently have going on. We did take out one of these. So if you guys remember from last stream, we marked out each of these highs and this one. This one got tagged right here. It was a derivatives-led pump right before or right after that Facebook rumor was going around. So I did short this. I got an entry at 55.7, somewhere around there. I posted about this on Twitter, but it's like impossible to update in real time when something happens that quickly. Didn't end up holding the short as long as I would have liked, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. I kind of just wanted to take some profit quickly because that was more of a quicker scalp play, I guess you could say. So now what do we have going on? Let me pull this back up. Hide that one. So here's our Monday's range. That last chart I showed you guys, let's see, it was an hourly chart. I want to say it's right around here somewhere. So we did break down a little bit, but didn't really hold below it, broke back above, held as support once again, and then we got that pump. Big rejection, but Monday's highs still held. And then this was the first time we really created some distance away from Monday's high and broke down a little bit more. Got a retest here and then started to sell off. So the target for that idea was Monday's mid-range, and also that lines up pretty well with this range high right there. So that's kind of where I think we bottom out for a little bit here. So good to see that play out really well. I know here it kind of chopped around a little bit, but when I'm looking for the loss of a level, I like to see when we actually push away from it. Like here, closed a candle below, and then this one really pushed away, created a little bit of distance, and then we retested it. I wasn't around my computer for this one. You might have been chopped up a little bit there because it did close below and then retest. But then as soon as it got back above, you probably cut that short and wait. But then this time there was a very clear invalidation because we swept this high, breakdown. You set limits to short right here. Stop loss is there. I know the stop loss is a little wide, targets here. So it's just a 1.3 hour trade, but you could have probably gotten away with a stop loss there, but I don't like to play things too tightly. That would have been the true invalidation, but if this was able to push away and hold above Monday's high again, I would have cut it early. So good to see the analysis from that video play out really well. And now I guess everyone would like to know what we're expecting next. So the main thing is a test of Monday's mid-range here, which lines up with this high right there. So I think this mid 51K has a lot of nice confluence. I think the even more ideal entry would be like around here, but I think that gets front run. I think a lot of people would love a long in like right around 50K flat. And so because of that, I kind of think it gets front ran. So if we do get that, I'm looking for a push up to this 5860 area, and then that's kind of when Bitcoin needs to decide whether it wants to resume up only or if it wants to go down for another leg. And I think both of those scenarios are very possible. And I'm not too sure what happens yet, so we're just going to have to pay attention when the time comes. So what I'm kind of looking for is a move down and then up to this 58. And then from there, I don't know if it's going to break above and hold it, or if we are going to reject there and start breaking down. If this scenario plays out, if we reject around 58 and start breaking down, then I don't think this low holds. So I think at that point we come back to around the 40s. So that'll be a really interesting time, kind of a make it or break it zone, this 58, 59 region. Like I said, if we get rejected there, I'll be looking for a deeper move down. However, if we flip that level and we can hold above 60K as well, so it's more so like this region as a whole. If we dip down, push up, maybe consolidate for a while, but as soon as we break above and actually hold above 59 and 60K, that's when I will be pretty convinced that this is the low and that this was our entire dump before resuming more bullishness. And we've seen quite a few of those. Let me delete all these drawings. If you look back, 12-hour chart's fine. Like, we've had a couple major pullbacks throughout this bull run. This was one of them. That was a 32%. This one was a pretty quick one, but that was a 20%. Here we had, oops, wrong thing. Here we had a 26%. Here we had another almost 20%. And then right now, we just had 27. So this could be it. This could be the entire pullback. If it is, I want to see Bitcoin hold around 50, 51K. If it is really bullish though, I don't think it's going to give us all the perfect retest around 50 and then go up. I think it would kind of front run that a little bit here and then push up. So honestly, if this keeps dumping a little bit more during the stream, then we might be able to hop in some long positions together and we'll see where it goes from there. This was another range I was watching. I recently posted this on Twitter, and I was kind of thinking maybe if this low held, we would just like range here for the rest of the day. I know options expiration is tomorrow, so I thought maybe we just range a little bit, but it's starting to look like that is not the case. However, what I do like about this level, because we do know that there was support from it here and that we had an initial bounce here, is that if this pushes down to that 51, as soon as it gets back within this range, I think this is your long, your stop loss is here, and you're targeting there. So that could be a really solid play, something like this. And then, like I said, like I can't predict this far in advance if 58.8 or 59 is going to mark the top. But I do know that that's a good initial target. If we break that, then we can focus on what comes next. If we don't break it, then we wait. Then we look to hedge our portfolio or look for some shorts around there. But that's kind of one of the main scenarios I'm watching right here. I can take a screenshot of it and put it in the Telegram, just like usual, so we have a nice little running database of some of the streams or some of the charts from the stream. I might just save it for now and then post it afterwards, just so we can keep talking here. All right, does that make sense for everybody? Wow, maybe this time is better for the stream. We got, what, like 170 people in here right now? I think usually we're more closer to 100. So I appreciate you all for being here. What's going on? If I missed your hello in the chat, I apologize. Why do I chart USD pairs instead of BTC? Because that's what I trade. I trade the USD pairs, but sometimes I'll chart the BTC pairs. Like I chart ETH USD or ETH BTC pretty much every stream because I think you can get some good insights as to what will outperform. What's up, Brennan? What does the Q mean? The Q is, I use these blue lines for monthly opens, but the Q means it's a quarterly open. I think that has a little bit more significance. So basically that is this level right there, the 3-month candles open. Dude, heck yeah, live trade. Yeah, I hope so. If we get it. What about the line 52,420 as resistance? Let me check it out. 52,420. That's like right around here. I'm not sure what exactly you're asking about that level, but yeah, yeah, I would say for now, main plan is look for this to dip further to Monday's mid-range. That's kind of the, I know it starts to get super messy when I have all these lines on here, so I'm actually going to delete this range. I'm going to delete this range. I'm going to keep Monday's range. I'm going to put that level on and this one. Okay. Make this a little thicker. And maybe this one too, just because these are levels we are focusing on. So I'm gonna retake this screenshot. Oops. And save that. And then I will post that in the Telegram after the stream, along with any other relevant charts. Would you not look at a long at 51.5 and a stop at a break of 50K? I think you could set limits. I just think you can get a tighter entry. So if you guys have watched my risk management video on my YouTube, I talk about the idea of risk to reward. And basically, if you catch this trade for, I think it was like 4R or something like that. Like, it all comes down to the risk to reward of a trade. This trade, even though Bitcoin only goes up 11%, would be a more profitable trade than if I just bid this with, let's say, like a stop at this low here. Even though this is going up 14% and from this entry it's only going up 11%, because the risk to reward ratio of this is 4, whereas this other one is 1.6, you're making more money on this trade. Because let's say you have a 10K, well, we'll say a 100K account size, we'll say 3% risk per trade, which is 3K USD risk. So if this is our criteria, if this is our account, our risk per trade that we're comfortable with, if we take this trade right here, we're doing 3,000 times 4.03. If this one played out, you're making $12,090. And if this one played out, this is what, a 1.61 times 3,000. So you're making 4,830. So this guy is catching a better entry, a lower entry, but he's making less than half as much as this guy makes because he was able to catch a tighter entry. His stop loss was closer, and that means his position size was bigger. So since this guy entered a bigger position size than this guy, even though he caught less of the move, he made more money. This first trader, if this was trader A and this was trader B, trader A would have made more money. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, check out the risk management video that I posted. That'll kind of give you a better understanding of risk management. Let's look at this. We're getting some nice buyback here. I'm actually going to hide these drawings because they get in my way, but they're good for when I post a chart. I bet we have a nice 15-minute div going on. You know, this might not be the worst scalp long up to, I'll put this range back on here. If we can close this hourly candle here, or even this 30-minute candle, I would kind of expect a move up to this mid-range. This is showing me buyers are stepping in here. We just swept these lows. Let me actually check where this low is on other exchanges. Okay, so Here we barely tagged it originally, but now we really got it here. We got it both times. Check Binance. I don't know what that's from. Okay. All right, so that low is officially tagged on every exchange, and it looks like buyers are starting to step in here. So we'll see how these candles close, but this could be good for a scalp long up to the mid-range. Something like that. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's see if I don't use divs very much, but this looks like it would be a really nice like triple, yeah, nice triple RSI div right there. All right, that doesn't look bad, guys. Let's see if this candle can close back in there, back above this low, and then maybe we'll enter a scalp long. Lines up well with Monday's high. So now we could be getting a more rounded, because see, here we were chopping around. We had this initial retest. Now we might get a more rounded retest of Monday's high and then come back down. That's kind of what it's looking like. Okay, let me try and catch up with the chat really quick. I'm not setting limits, Amar Paul. I'm just, I'm going to wait and see. Hopefully that risk management bit that I just did helped understand that. Is there an advantage of longing coin-based contracts? What exactly do you mean? Okay, this is really starting to rip. I'm going to enter a half position here because I think this is about to run away. And if it dips back down, I can add on some more size. So give me just a sec, boys and girls. All right. We'll see what happens. Half size, I got filled at 0.83. Stop loss at roughly 52,350, and targeting Monday's high. All right, so I'm officially in this. Not the best entry, but I will take a 1.8 R trade every day. And if it does something like this, I'll look to get another buy-in right here, and then average entry will probably be somewhere in the middle there. So now what I'm looking for, I want to see us close some good candles, some strong looking candles. Like I'd like to see this 30-minute candle close above here if possible. So we have 7 minutes for that. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'm in a half risk position because I do think this could pull back first. But we'll keep an eye on it. It's meeting some of my criteria. Well, pretty much all of it after taking out this low. So we will see what happens. Okay, let me try and catch up with a little bit more of the chat, and we'll look at Ethereum next. Got a lot of people here. What style of trading is this? I would just say it's a price action based style of trading. I use a combination of ranges and like stop runs, liquidity, I guess you could call it. Really appreciated the risk management video. Glad to hear that, Brennan. Key here is position size is a function of stop loss. Yes, absolutely. Connor's pop. You're absolutely correct. This stream time's better. What makes you so confident that we don't nuke to 40K from here? We definitely could. Like, I think that's possible, but I think more people will be stopped out if we make a move above these highs before coming down. Just because anyone who's shorted within this region either would have, I mean, they probably had their stop loss above one of these 4 highs. And I just think it would make sense to take out these last 2 before a major leg down, just because that's where a lot of the liquidity is. And so if you're trading with tens of millions of dollars, you need stop losses to get your entries filled. So, let's see. You're trading from your phone? No, I have multiple monitors. Sometimes I will have to close one every now and then. Why did I leave the Credible Academy? I wanted to focus on making free content. So that's pretty much it. Still have a good relationship with those guys though. Everyone trades divs and patterns, but his style is so cool. Wish I could learn it. I hate patterns. Are you talking about Rect Proof's style? Yeah, he's a really solid trader. I talk to him pretty much on a daily basis. I don't really trade based off divs. I think CBS, Cold Blooded Schiller, is like the king of divs. So if you want to learn RSI trading, I think he's the one to do it from. But sometimes I'll look for it for some confluence. Like here, regardless of what RSI is saying, this move down into taking this low, we have some demand right here that we swept into. So like that setup in itself is enough for me. But sometimes when I see other things for added confluence like divs, it makes me a little more comfortable. Why weekly open and close is important. I get that question a lot, so I should probably make a video about it sometime. But if you think about it, a weekly open is just like an SR level. So, but on a higher time frame. So for instance, let me go to a clean Bitcoin chart. So here we have our weekly time frame, and let's say we are, well, I don't know the best way of giving this example, but let's say we're right here. Like this is our current week, right? I think we can all agree that this level, wrong button, actually, this is probably a better example. Oops. I think we can all agree this is a good support level, because as sellers were stepping in and pushing price down in these 2 candles, we were able to close above it, and this is the level where the weekly candle closed that we pushed up from. So this close is this candle's weekly open. So if I mark the weekly open right here, and if we are looking for a bullish week, which we would be because we were just bid up from support, so we'd be looking for a move, like a reclaim of the weekly open. So if we go back to when that was, this was the weekly open. We pushed away from it, traded up here for a while, retest. It's just SR basically, but it's a way of marking SR in a very clear and mechanical way, I guess you could say, because with no discretion. Like no discretion comes into the fact that this is the weekly open. It is an SR level. That's where we bounced from, but it's also just clearly the weekly open. Like no one can argue with me and say, nope, that's not the weekly open, because it clearly is. So it's an SR level, but it is shown as the weekly open because that's what it is. But it's important because it's an SR level, if that makes sense. Wow, 190 people in here. I appreciate you guys. This is awesome. Thanks you for all the questions too. Usually we go through more charts before doing a bunch of questions, but we got a lot of people in the chat right now, which is good to see. Let me try and get through a couple more of these. If you can mention the price level. Okay, yeah, I can try and do a better job of that. Really, thanks for your content. Really appreciate it. No problem, bro. Rec proof style is dope. Dude is a wizard. Yeah, he is a beast. What's a good platform to start trading on? I wouldn't start on a platform. I would start with charting and paper trading to make sure it's something you want to do. And trading is not for the faint of heart, and it also takes a lot of time to learn. So I wouldn't start on any platform yet. I think you can start just with kind of charting and paper trading. But if you want to get some skin in the game, I think you should just invest in some spot. Weekly open important because more people step into trades with the weekly close open. New liquidity footprint, which acts as magnet SR. Yeah, that's a good point as well. What day and time? It's UTC, 2400 UTC on Sundays. Okay. Oh, MicroStrategy just tweeted. Wow. Good timing. It's funny how it lines up with SR. This is a really, well, are you going to TA some altcoins? Yeah, we'll look at some altcoins too. Take a sip of water. Okay. Let's talk about Ethereum while we wait. If this is MicroStrategy news, it might not come back down for a retest. This looks pretty good too on Ethereum, but a little different of a setup. Ethereum is just really, really strong right now. Ethereum has just been grinding upwards here, whereas Bitcoin was up a little and then kind of pulled back. But this entire pullback for BTC, this whole section, the last however many candles, like 7 candles or whatever, was just this. So Ethereum is showing a ton of strength right now, and a lot of that is because of not because of, but we can see that more clearly on the ETH BTC chart. However, it is getting very close to this major resistance level that we're watching. So this is a really important time to start paying attention to the ETH BTC chart and not just the ETH USD chart, because this is clearly in price discovery mode, right? This, it's hard to know where resistance is going to be up here other than by using either fib extensions or whatever. The way I like to take profit and time ETH USD rejections, I guess you could say, when we are in price discovery is based off of the ETH BTC chart. So I don't know what the price is going to be at, the ETH USD price, but when we push up into this 0.05 whatever level, I'll be looking for a bit of a retrace. So sorry, I'm just catching up on some stuff. So with this getting close to resistance, I think it is a good time to just have ETH BTC on your watch list. Keep a close eye on it, because we could be getting close to a pullback. And I kind of run through this every stream, but it's mostly for the new people. we have a couple of levels. I've talked about why we were bullish here. We had that range and everything, but that's not as important now because that is just pretty much just hindsight stuff. So support level that I really like is right here. This is weekly SR. So I'm going to mark that. And then man, the chat is kind of blowing up right now, but I feel like I should stay focused on some analysis and then go back and read. So these are the two resistance levels. I think this is the most major one. I think it's a stronger level than this one, and it would make more sense if we pulled back from here first. So what I'm kind of looking for is a move up and then maybe retrace for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and then keep going higher. If this just rips straight through, it's super bullish, and we can use that level in some lower time frames to get some possible entries. But I do think that Ethereum might be needing to cool off soon. And as you can see, we're getting very close to this level. It doesn't need to happen right at it. We're only 3% away. Like, we could definitely push up above it first, then consolidate, maybe break down there, then retest this, whatever. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I guess all I'm trying to say is Ethereum has been showing a ton of strength and has been outperforming BTC consistently for a whole month now. And I think we might at least need to consolidate here shortly. Like, maybe we get rejected, chop around, and then keep going up. It doesn't have to pull back. It can just consolidate instead. But I just think we might need to cool off. Maybe one of these. And this isn't, I'm kind of just talking about possibilities. This isn't really a prediction for what I think is going to happen. But we might get some type of consolidation like that. My main point is just that Ethereum is coming up into resistance. And because of that, you want to be a little more cautious with ETHUSD. Okay. Let me just check on this. Long is still looking good. If we close this hourly candle above like 53.2, 53.3, I think that'd be a really, really good bullish looking hourly candle. So we'll keep an eye on that, but it's looking fine right now. I do think it is possible we find some resistance in this general region. I also don't like that we have a flat bottom on that candle, but so we can keep an eye on that as well. But back to Ethereum. I don't remember what we had drawn out from the last stream, but the main area I'm kind of watching, if we do pull back, like let's say Bitcoin starts showing a lot more strength and Ethereum pulls back a little bit, I think this is a no-brainer long opportunity. We got the weekly open, we have Monday's low, we have this demand right here that led to the move to all-time highs, and we have this daily support as well. So I think that's a really obvious level. I don't think Ethereum is just going to nuke like that. So, we were here, I think. Yeah, I think we were streaming around here. And I think the main takeaway from Ethereum was just that it's hard to find entries when we're kind of just grinding up like this. There's not a lot of trade setups for my system, for the way I trade when we are just grinding up like that. And right now we're kind of just doing that exact same thing on a bigger scale. This looks like a relevant swing low to me. Like, I think this is a pretty clear higher low from this move. Like, these lows are all kind of next to each other. These, like, a little harder to tell. But this, we clearly had an impulsive move up, higher low, before grinding up higher. So if we do get some type of pullback scenario, I think Monday's high could hold us. There's some nice 4-hour demand right here. And also we have this SR level, so a lot of confluence right there. And then I think there are some stop losses below that. So if we get a dip later this week, I'd be looking for something like this. You can enter on the reclaim there. And once again, this is not me predicting that Ethereum is going to come back down to 2,500. It doesn't have to. It can do whatever it wants. I'm just saying that if this happens, if Ethereum does come back down here, then I'd be interested in some long setups. Does that make sense? Just catching up with some stuff from the chat. Do you recommend everyone having some type of wallet, whether it's digital or hardware, or is it safe to have crypto on exchanges like FTX, Gemini, Binance? That's a good question, and I think a lot of it comes down to personal preference. Like, if you know you're not going to lose your keys, then I think a hardware wallet is fine. But for some people, I think it might be safer for them personally to, like, hold their crypto on Coinbase or something where they just need to remember their password or be able to log in, and then they have access to it. So I think it kind of depends on just personal preference, what you're comfortable with. Yeah, I don't have much of a way to fix my Twitter charts. I don't think they're that bad though. Like, on my screen, I can still pretty clearly read the numbers on the side. So I'm not quite sure why you think those aren't too good, but I don't really have a way of fixing that. I have a 4K monitor, but Twitter doesn't care about that. We'll look at some alts a little bit later, guys. 200 viewer resistance. Yeah, that's a real thing. We're gonna have to break that. So not the most ideal looking candle, but that's okay. I care more about how the hourly is gonna close. What time frame? Oh, I really love your content. Keep up the good work. No problem, brother. Happy to help. What time frame do you use for day trading? I don't go below the 15-minute too often. So, hi from Holland. I'm more holding, but on ETH, is it wise to take profit once in a while? Yeah, I think taking profit once in a while is a good idea. It honestly, like, I think taking profit based on the ETH BTC chart and rolling it back into Bitcoin is a smart way of doing things, kind of like how I laid out those resistance levels on Ethereum, but I can't tell you exactly where you're going to need to take profit. Like, if you're an original investment, take however much profit you need to be comfortable and to be able to sleep at night. If you're stressing out about it and you're worried about how much exposure you have to the market, then maybe take some profit. But if a 5 to 10% pullback isn't going to phase you too much, then I would say you're probably positioned accordingly and you can let it ride. But it just comes down to your personal risk tolerance, and yeah, I mean that's the main thing. We'll look at XRP in a bit. We're getting a little bit harsh of a pullback rejection here. I don't love this candle on Bitcoin. If it closes like that, I would close this for a very minimal. Let's see. It's 1.4. for like a 0.2R loss if the daily or if the hourly candle closes like that, just because this type of a candle just screams indecision to me, and then maybe it ranges more or spikes down again. So that wouldn't have me feeling too confident, and I would just get out for a little scratch if that's how it closes. But we still have 16 minutes, so could easily do something like this. But I don't really want to add to the position right now just because of this rejection. However, if we close a strong hourly candle and then pull back a bit, I would reconsider. We'll see. It's not looking great right now, but we have 15 minutes to see this hourly candle, to see what happens. So let's talk about Sol, because that is a coin we have been talking about pretty regularly on the stream. This was our plan from Tuesday. I think during the stream we were like here. I was talking about how we just took out, oh, that's right. It was right here. Because I remember talking about how we just took out Monday's low and we could push up from here, but I wasn't feeling super comfortable because we left this level here and these lows here. So I wanted to see us to pull back to around the 40 range and then start pushing up from there. Unfortunately, it barely front ran this level. So I was watching this and was hoping to be able to get long Sol, but I would have wanted it to pull back a little deeper, just under 40, and take out these lows right there. It didn't, and so I wasn't able to ride that move. And then I've kind of just been patient ever since, because we now have this low, this low, this low, and this low. I don't want to long it here. I still kind of think I would be more comfortable if it did something like this. If we push down below 40, to take out all those stop losses and then go from there. So Sol is kind of, I mean, right now it's kind of in a no trade zone. Even if it gets back above Monday's low, because we have these like weird equal lows here now, I probably wouldn't long, because I think that is just like a magnet for price still. But if I'm right about this Bitcoin move, I think we could push up a few percent and then come down again. So with Sol, that would probably mean push up to here maybe, and then afterwards we might get this scenario. So also, would you rather have me use this thinner or like one of these? Is it a lot easier to see on the video if it's a thicker drawing tool? Let me know. But I would say this kind of is the plan going forward for Sol. Like I said, it could go up first and then come down, but I'll look for longs at the circled areas if we get it. And if we don't, it is what it is. Like I can't force it to do anything. So we just have to plan for scenarios, and if they start to play out, then we're good. Does that make sense, everybody? Both are fine. Thick, all the same. Thick is good. Okay. We like thick, I guess. All right, I'll make it so once again, I want to see a move below here, get back above, and then start trending up. But the key is to take out those lows. I don't want to long it unless it does. I think a lot of people are just getting a free ride because these lows, like we haven't stopped anyone out who had their stop losses at those lows. This one we did, but I think these and these are kind of the important levels I want to see us swipe first. What do you think about Sol and Dot for the long term? I think they're solid long-term projects. Really bullish on Sol, and I think Polkadot is good too. So I hold quite a bit of spot Sol, not as much Dot, but I still think that's a solid project. Yeah, if we could hit 100 likes, guys, that'd be awesome. Helps out with the YouTube algo. Maybe they'll push my content a little more, and we can have some people join the streams who don't just come from Twitter. I mean, I love the Twitter family the most, but it'd be cool to grow on YouTube as well. We clearly like things thick since we were watching your stream, cause. Will Bitcoin go above 53K this week? I have no idea. Hold on, let me block this guy. He was spamming the chat. I put him in timeout. I should probably just block him. Report. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Liked and subbed. Awesome. Good to hear that. Yeah, I don't know if Bitcoin's going to go above 53K. I think I'm not in the business of predicting. I'm in the business of reacting. So with this example for Sol, I don't know if it's going to come down here, but I'm just saying if it does, and then it gets back above 40.6, this level here, then I'll enter a long position. I don't know if it's gonna, but I would long if it does. HH liked and subscribed, and you joined the Telegram from Wrecked Proof's suggestion. That's good to hear, man. You're in good hands if you're already in Wrecked Proof's Telegram. Have I taken any spot profits? I've taken some, but not a ton. I haven't really withdrawn much, but I do have some tether in the trading accounts. So, let me see. What else do I want to cover today? This is still looking not ideal. That's right, the Spaniardo. I'm not the predicting type. I'm not going to try and spoon feed you some insane targets and tell you it's going there, but I will. I'll tell you how to trade it, or how I'm going to trade it. Billy, I would say wait a little bit, because like we were just talking about, Ethereum's coming up to this resistance right here. If it breaks above it, then I expect it to go to this one, and that would be a nice 30% move. But since we're right underneath it, I probably wouldn't move some Bitcoin into Ethereum right now. I think you've kind of missed this move, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And I think if it pushes up and then pulls back to here, then this is where you make that switch. Unless you're spoon feeding us Sol to $100. Yeah, those are more so just fun ways to update coins I'm super bullish on. And from a market cap perspective, Sol and FTT were some awesome plays and wildly undervalued. Let's look at Atom. Atom's a funky one because we had this super, super clean triangle. It broke out of it and then just went back to the bottom, took the bottom, and now it's kind of completely, this is shot. Let's see. I would say Atom is definitely one of the coins I'm bullish on long term. However, it's literally been consolidating for like 2.5 months. And so I'm not super interested in it right now. I just want to see it get out of this consolidation phase. You can see like we had this major consolidation, nice breakout, retest, and then we just trended hard for a couple weeks. Now we're having this consolidation. I want to see us do something like this, and then we'll long this to wherever it takes us. But right now I think we kind of need to be in the patience phase with Adam. And then when it shows us that it's time to start trending again, then we'll get back on board. I think that could be an important level to watch to see us flip it. We got 100 likes. Let's go. That's a win. My man, appreciate you, cause Squid from CT, by the way, you lemon head. What's up, Squid? I have not looked at LTC yet. Let's do that. So last time on Tuesday, we were somewhere in here, and I said I have no current plans for Litecoin because, like I've said before, that grinding upwards pattern, whatever you want to call it, is tough to trade, and I just don't get any setups and anything like that. We're definitely starting to form more of a range here, but I'm still a little hesitant to look for some high time frame plays on Litecoin. I do think because Litecoin is a little bit weak compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, if I'm right about that pullback to 51K, I think Litecoin would be a killer long in this region. Probably stop loss here. And then you kind of just have to hope that eventually Litecoin will start showing some strength again. So that's kind of where I would be looking for 230-ish. It's like a $10 range, 225 to 235. That's where I would be interested in buying Litecoin. What's up, Caesar? You guys ever drink yerba mate? They're actually super refreshing and also have some caffeine, so sometimes it's kind of a nice coffee alternative. I do love my coffee. I just drink a lot of it. And these yerba mate, the mint flavor is quite delicious, I must say. What's the name of the page where you analyze these charts? Yeah, Leadus, Paulius, he responded to you. That's correct. It is TradingView. Soul. Whenever BTC dumps, there's some deep wicks on alts. Could you talk about how to place limit bids for those levels? I would say high time frame support is a good way of doing it. Like, let's see if we have a Rune. We're still waiting for something like this, but it broke underneath Monday's high, so that's good. We talked about that last time. Let me see. Sushi's kind of been... Here's a good one. Like, this was the big dump, and then here was the second big dump that Bitcoin had, and this was just some nice daily support with nice range low, range high, good mid-range interaction. So you could have definitely set some bids in this gray area. So I think it's just a matter of finding high time frame support, and then when Bitcoin dumps, you'd expect some of your alts to hold that support. Raspberry flavor's the goat. I should try that one. Do you get the guayaki? I think that's the brand or something like that. Yeah, these are the best. Right there. Okay, this is looking good, fellas and ladies. I mean, not great, but we've held we've survived the drawdown. This is kind of some weird PA that we have going on. If we can break, if we can break above this high, I think our entry should be safe, because then on a pullback, I would expect it to do something like that. We'll see though. Hourly close in like a minute. Love yerba mate. Oh yeah, get a yerba mate gourd. Wow, that's interesting. That could be a good idea. I might go nuclear. Yeah, let's look at BNB. BNB also super bullish, but kind of like Adam, it's been, I say range bound, but this is like a fat range, like 400 something to 600. But when I say that, I just mean it's not in, like here we clearly have expansion. This is our expansion phase, and now this is just a ranging phase. But it looks like we are close to breaking out of that. So it looks like we're kind of getting rejected here though. But if I had to mark an SR level that I would want to see us flip, it would be this one. You can, wow, look how well these 4-hour candles are respecting it on a closing basis. We just cannot seem to close above it. So let BNB do its thing. Like, and when I say do its thing, I mean literally let it do whatever it wants, go left, right, backwards, whatever. But then as soon as we break above this level, you long this thing to wherever. It looks kind of funny, huh? With that being said though, like this is where the planning, hold on, we got the hourly close, I think. Kind of ugly. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to close this quite yet. It's still half risk, so if it gets stopped out, it's not going to be the end of my trading career. I have 0.5% risk of my portfolio on this trade, so give it a little space. Kind of have to stay patient with it. Where were we? BNB. So when I say I don't like to predict stuff, it's more reactionary based. Like I can't tell you if BNB is gonna go to $800 or $700, but what I do know is that it might consolidate for a while, whatever it wants to do, but then once it gets above 600, I will be looking for longs to take up, and I think 700, 800 are some good psychological round numbers to take profit at, but you can also use the BTC chart. The BTC candle. All right. I'm glad we didn't just cut it right then, based on that how that next candle started. I'm underwater though, boys and girls. Okay, let me catch up. Anyone tried matcha? I do like matcha. Matcha is pretty delicious. Where I'm from, people go crazy for them guayaki. That's funny. My ex drinks those, so I don't drink them. That's fair. Maybe that's why she's crazy. Maybe that's gonna happen to me next. Yeah, try matcha. Matcha's good. Where did I learn to trade? Mostly Twitter, to be completely honest. A few different resources, a couple resources that aren't on Twitter, but I picked up a lot of secondhand ICT stuff. I've learned a lot of range stuff from Trader SZ, and I've learned a lot just from talking back and forth with other. I was gonna say something. I couldn't find the words I wanted to say, but bouncing ideas off of other traders that I think are solid and that I respect. And so I've learned a lot from my peers and then also from just trading myself. Is that a paper trade on BTC or you enter real also? I entered for real. I've got money on it. Ask for Turbo Mate when in Berlin. Mate with Jaeger. That sounds kind of good. I think that's a good name for it too, Turbo Mate. Gotta go. Thanks for the stream though. Good timing. Glad it's twice a week now. Happy to hear that, Brennan. Have a great rest of your day, man. Traded UFT before. I have not. Thoughts on SXP? Super bullish SXP. We talked about this last stream that I bought some spot SXP a few days ago. Lined up really well. Right around here, when it flipped this gray region, you can see this has been a really solid SR level. So we came back down here. We got these classic 3 drives into the support level, and I think I bought on this candle right there. So that's been doing really well. Definitely bullish on SXP. I'm targeting that guy. I should join the CT boxing event. I don't know what my wife would say about that. I used to box though for a little bit. I went to a boxing gym for a while. How do I spot supply and demand zones? I would recommend you check out tradingriot.com. A good friend of mine runs this blog, and he wrote a really great guide on supply and demand. So check that out. Have you had Chimarau? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I have not had it. How do you get better at the psychology of trading? I would honestly say it comes down to just repetition. And writing things down can help with discipline. But yeah, it takes time. Nice you do that live in stream. I like your way to go, mate. Happy to hear that. I watched your whole risk management video. If you're a scalper and need to act fast, do you still do the formula? So I don't really do the formula anymore on Bybit. I can see what I'm risking. Oh yeah, BitDealer does have a great video on supply and demand as well. If you read the article on Trading Riot and watch BitDealer's video, I would say you'll have a good understanding. On Bybit, I can see when I punch my stop loss in how much I lose if I get stopped out. And so when I'm trying to act fast, I usually just eyeball it. Like let's say, for a super simple example, if you have a 1 BTC account and you want to risk 0.01 BTC, which would be 1% risk on a trade, you can kind of just mess with the contract numbers until that lines up correctly. Do you think that ETH will outperform BTC? I think for a little bit longer it will, and then we might see a short-term change in that trend. I think you just got to keep your eye on this resistance here, and if we get rejected there, I could see BTC outperform for a little bit until we get back above that level, and then I would look for Ethereum to continue outperforming. What's up from Brazil? Keep up the good work. Appreciate that. It's cool how diverse these streams are. We had someone from Holland earlier, got someone from Brazil. I'm sure you guys are from all over the place. Have you been liquidated ever? I have not. I think if you're risking 1% per trade and you have a stop loss in, you wouldn't ever get liquidated. I think people only get liquidated when they either make a mistake calculating their position size, they're revenge trading and they know they could get liquidated, but they still choose to be in whatever trade, or if they just don't have a stop loss in and you get a crazy wick down or something. I think as far as handling stress, I think just trusting the trade setups that I take and not over risking. Like if I risked 5% of a trade on a trade, for me, like the dollar value of 5% of my portfolio, if I had that risked on one single trade, I would be stressed out. So I think finding an amount of risk that you're comfortable with, which for me is about 1 to 3%, then that can help with stress too. Do you hold long-term bags and alts? I hold a few. I hold FTT. I hold Sol. I hold some Atom. I just converted some Bitcoin to SXP like we were just talking about. I hold Ethereum, but I wouldn't really consider that much of an alt because it's so big. Yeah. Switzerland in the house. I love Switzerland. Hi from Spain. I haven't been to Spain yet, but I'd like to. Trading Riot is awesome. Yeah. You can also follow him on Twitter. I think it's Abe Trades, something like that. Yeah. This guy. TradingRiot.com. Anyone from Germany here? I am from Germany. Nein, niemand. Yeah, nobody. Schade. It's a bummer. Mark is from Germany too. He's always, or not always, but he's usually on the streams. He was here earlier. I saw him say hi earlier. But we've got a few Germans in here. I'm not always in Germany, but my passport will tell you that I am German. So, all right. I think that's pretty much it for this. Well, let me answer this other question that just came in. When managing a small account, 4% of the overall portfolio can be such a small amount that it feels like you aren't really gaining anything. Yeah, it can feel like that sometimes, but then you just need to be consistent with it. I already thought you were from Germany. I am. Let me pull up something that will make you not feel like it's nothing. So, Croatia. I really want to go to Croatia. I mean, my parents made me in Germany. All right, so let's say you have $10,000. No annual contribution. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. No monthly contributions. Oops. 0. Interest rate. Let's say you're shooting for 10R a month. Okay, so 10 risk to reward. You'll understand that if you've watched the risk management video. So you're going for 10R, but you're risking 2% per trade. That means you'd be going for 20R, or well, it would be a 20% gain per month. Do that monthly. Let's say you just do that for 2 years. Not going to worry about that. Starting with 10K. You are already, is this reinvesting at all? No, I need a compounding interest calculator, you jerks. Oh, that might have been right, actually. So after 2 years, you make 50%. Wait, that's not right. 20% monthly is not going to just... These are scams. I'm going to do it on an Excel spreadsheet. I actually posted it in my... Okay, let me pull this up because I'm not going to let this opportunity... Google Slides. Let me pull up my risk management guide. Here we go. Bingo. So, if you're risking 1% per trade and you have a 10R monthly goal, which is like obviously you're not going to hit it every single time, but this just shows, oh, I was doing 20% annual. Yeah, you guys are right. That's why I was wrong. I did this myself in an Excel spreadsheet though, so I know this one, I know I did this one right. You're at 90K from a 10K investment after 2 years. And obviously it's not going to play out exactly like that. Like maybe you'll have a 15R month and then a 5R and then maybe you'll lose 3 or whatever, you know, who knows exactly how it's going to happen. But the main point with this with this Excel sheet is that it just shows you the upside. So even if it feels small on a bigger term basis, it won't feel as small. I hope that helps you. Yeah, 1% daily is a lot of money. If you can get 1% daily, you're going to be a very rich man. But obviously, easier said than done. I think 10R is a pretty fair monthly goal. Like I think that's relatively attainable. Like I would say I average around 12 to 13R. I do have losing months every now and then, not very often, because over the entirety of a month, like even if I had a losing streak, I can typically turn it around. But yeah, that just shows you can make it happen even risking 1%. So risking 4%, if you're getting 10R a month, you're going to do just fine. You just got to keep the big picture in mind. I'm back now cause you have to visit Spain when you're in Europe again. It's beautiful. I've been living there for 3 years and miss it. Going to leave Germany again in summer if I can. Yeah, I'd love to go to Spain sometime soon, man. I'll hit you on Twitter because I own a travel agency. We'll give you special rates for your next flight. All right. Sounds good to me. Lol, these are scams. Yeah, those. Give me an Excel spreadsheet instead of a random calculator any day of the week. What do I use for journaling? I've tried a couple different things. I like Discord for journaling a lot. Like just open your own private Discord and you can put categories in there and keep it really organized if you want to do it that way. I think that's a solid way of doing it. That's basically what RecProof does. Crazy how much his account grew off 1R or 1%. Yeah. RecProof risks 1R per trade, and he trades a account live in his group. And I'm pretty sure, let me check. I mean, he's up a lot. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's averaging like 11R a month, something like that. So that's a good public, well, relatively public. It's in his private group, but it's a good example of it actually, like, you can do it, you know. This is the risk amount you lose if you get liquid. No, that's just if you get stopped out. So you should check out I recorded a video talking over that risk management PowerPoint slideshow that I just showed one screen of. So I think if you watch that, you'll have a solid understanding of risk management. You still think 1% regardless of the equity size high from Algeria. How's it going? Yes, I think that's fine. I mean, it comes down to what you're comfortable with and also what your strike rate is. Like if your strike rate's only 30%, I wouldn't want to risk a high amount because you could get some killer drawdowns, and drawdowns can be tough to come back from. But I talk about that all in the risk management video. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. About an hour, 20 minutes, really solid stream. We had a ton of viewers, so maybe I'll have to do it during this time more often. But appreciate, BTC scalp. I'm gonna wait for the next hourly candle. I don't love the look of it, but I think we could do something like this and then still be fine. I'll update the this scalp in my Telegram. I'll tell you guys if I close it or whatever. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Appreciate you all being here. We'll do some more chart requests next time. I know we got a little carried away with the Q&A, but honestly, that's kind of more fun. Or just as fun. But appreciate you all being here. If you enjoyed this live stream, then I would really appreciate if you use that link to sign up for an account on Bybit, because they are kind enough to sponsor this video. And if you guys sign up there and trade there, it will let them know that they made a good decision to sponsor me for the time being. So that's my obligatory shill for the stream. But for real, if you guys do use that link, it would help me a lot. And I will update this trade right here, in the Telegram. Let you guys know if I do anything. But that's it for today. And I will talk to you all again on Tuesday for the next live stream. Maybe over the weekend I'll record a video and just post it. But yeah, Tuesday is our next scheduled live stream. So you can always find me on Twitter. If you DM me, I'll do my best to respond to it. If you respond to tweets, I probably have a better chance of seeing it. Okay, you just DM me on Twitter. I'll check it out. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we will talk soon. Yes, I do. I have a free it's a free Telegram. The link to join it is in the description, in case, for the people who aren't there yet. So feel free to check it out for updates on this. But for now, signing off, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate you all, and really appreciate the regulars that are pretty much in every single stream, and I hope that becomes pretty much all you guys hear. So for the fourth time, goodbye, and I'll talk to you